Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my life, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. I just decided to come on in a spare of the moment. I just had a lot of stuff I want to go ahead and talk about, especially, when it comes to this word that's called truth. And the thing about it, and I'm speaking, only to my people. It's like, no one loves the truth. Everybody wants to be everything sugar coated. Everybody would rather hear a lie, which we already know a lie will run faster than the truth. But I want to go ahead and talk about that right there. And also, guys, make sure you hit like, comment, or just like I always say, however you feel led. When it comes to my commentary, because like I said, you know how it is. Everybody, they wants to be stroked, but this is, like I say, this is my calling. My calling is just to speak the truth, because you know what's the purpose of covering up, so but that's exactly how we are. So like I said, I just want to go ahead and talk about that, and also when it comes to our people, as you see right there by the title, making it make sense. And I'm not going to go ahead and carry them up, because I guess today I'm just all in my feelings. I don't know, but I get over it. But yeah, I want to go ahead and talk when it comes to our people, because I was looking at some statistics, especially when it comes to our people, how we are like. Okay, guys, I am here. I'm talking at least about 10 minutes thinking that I was live, but I don't know what it is when it comes to all this right here, but I don't feel like carrying up, because I guess today I'm all in my feelings. Now I was talking at least about 10 minutes thinking that I was live, but I guess I was not. So again, guys, welcome to my life, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. Make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content, or however you feel. Just like I was saying, I thought I was live, but I guess I was not. When it comes to our people, it's like our people, is we are so far gone. And I guess I'm just in my feelings today. I just don't understand, and as you can see, when it comes to the title, making it make sense, because we can blame Squatty Dotty and everybody, but when are we going to take accountability of the stuff that we are doing? I was reading the statistics, especially when it comes to our people. I mean, we are like 1.4 billion Black people, African people alone in this world. We are the majority, which we already knew all along that we was the majority. But like I say, we got a lot of our people, it's like we are ashamed of being who we are, where when it's time to go ahead and check the box, we'll check everything else, but check who we really are. So I guess that's where all the problems came about, and they wasn't going to go ahead and right our wrong, because it makes them feel like they are more superior. But I don't know, man, this really had gotten me kind of worked up, which I'm already in my feelings anyway. But how can we be 1.4 billion people in this world, and the Europeans are like 742, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up, million in this world, but yet we own, especially when it comes to the United States. And I'm just, it's just a estimate. It's not approximately, but we own like maybe 1%, or I just go ahead and give 10% of the businesses. Make it make sense. And like I said, when it comes to my commentary right here, I'm talking to my people. I am talking to my people, and it's somebody, somebody need to go ahead and bring it to the light because, this right here, it does not make no sense at all. And it's like when it's time for us to go ahead and start, speaking the truth, it's like we want to go ahead and put our foot down on people, but it's time for someone to shake us up and wake us up and tell us, to come out of this. And like I said, this right here, this is it. This right here is what I call, the end times. Either you in or you out. You either hot or you cold. But like I said, it's time for us to sit there and come out of what I call loader bar. So let me go ahead and read the statistics. I want you guys to go ahead and see it. And this video right here is just a spare of the moment. I just decided, just to come up on and just talk about this right here. But let me see if I can go ahead and share the screen right here. But again, guys, welcome, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. So let me go ahead and pull this up right here. So right here, I went ahead, this right here. Let me give you the estimate of the black population, and that's just I truly believe that it's more. But right here it says that as of December 2023, the population of Africa is like 1,475,154,512, which I think that is more than that. And also it says that this is 17.89% of the world population. Africa is the world's second largest continent with, 59 different countries, which I truly believe that Africa is the first. Like I said, they're going to go ahead and put anything on, in writing. But I truly believe that Africa is the largest, because Africa was the beginning and it's going to be the end. Everything is connected to Africa. If you look at all the tectonic plates, you're going to see that, everything was connected to Africa. Africa was just like, when it comes to this planet, it was just like a big old huge jigsaw puzzle. So if any other continent, start moving, they cannot move without Africa because everything is attached to Africa. So guys, like I said, all this information right here, this information is already out there. It's not something that I am making up. But let me go ahead and continue reading this right here. And like I say, some of this stuff might be bored to other, but like I said, of course it's going to be bored because we love drama, we love dipping and dabbing in the things of this world. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Everybody wants to stay asleep. So if I got to sit there and talk to myself, I guess I'm talking to myself because I'm not going nowhere. Okay. So right here it says Africa's population has grown tenfold due to fall in mortality and high birth rates. In 2018, Africans' total fertility rate was 4.7, the highest in the world. The United Nations project that Africa population will reach 2.5 billion by 2050. So that means that, especially when it comes to the African population, we are not decreasing, we are increasing. And to me, this is some good information because we already know, even from the beginning. And I remember one of these comedians, and I can't think what his name was, but you remember when he said his famous words, "We don't die, we multiply." So right here it says between 2050 that the birth rate, the population for Africans is going to be 2.5. And I'm also show you the statistics when it comes to the European, they are decreasing. I mean that it's just not looking so good, but with us, hey, it's looking good. But the thing about it is that we are in numbers, but when it's time for us to start owning businesses and start trying to do for ourselves and stop depending on other people like we are some children, then we're gonna be able to rise up, but we have to shake off of these grave clothes. And I always talk about that all the time. But to me, this is some good news. And right here it says Africans ethnic groups are made up of hundreds to thousands of African ethnic groups. Nigeria is the largest black nation in the world, which one out of every four Africans and one out of every five people of African origin being Nigerian. So also it says right here, fueled by a combination of falling mortalities and some of the highest birth rates in the world, Africa total population has increased tenfold and now stands at over 1.4 billion. The United Nations projects that by 2015, Africa population will reach close to 2.5 billion. Now, that's a lot of people, guys. That is a lot of people. So, the reason why I went ahead and I did this video right here because, we are here, but it's like, are we asleep? It's time for us to wake up. We are in numbers, but like I said, everybody is out for themselves. Everybody would rather go ahead and help everybody else, but nobody wants to sit there and help each other. Don't you know when we come together, we are unified, we are a force to be reckoned with? So just imagine, if by 2050, we're gonna be like 2.5 billion, the majority, which we already is, but you know, what's the purpose of being the majority and we still in this sunken place? And I was just, tolling with this, which I'm going through some other stuff as well. But I was saying, when are we going to wake up? Why we just don't come together? Why we always fighting with each other? Like I said, and I talk about this all the time. Old master don't have to do anything, don't have to say anything no more because now all this stuff is embedded in our head where we wants to stay at the bottom, nobody wants to rise. And when the minute that we start rising, it's not them tearing up us, because like I say, they don't have to do anything no more. We are now tearing up each other. We are now calling each other out their names. So in a minute when we get one step, it's like crabs in a barrel. What we do, we try to reel it back in because we don't want to see one go ahead of each other. So, like I said, it's time for us to go ahead and break off of these chains, these slave chains. We still on the plantation. And that's why, we can run to all this unnecessary stuff and start sitting there lifting up these celebrities. Like even post on my community tabs. Some of these celebrities, they are agents. They are planted to sit there and keep their foot on our neck. They come out with all this music just to sit there and feed it into our community. Before we know it, we're going to start acting, just like some kind of maestro show, entertaining these people, spending all our money, robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep up with all this stuff. All this stuff is designed. Like I said, ain't nothing set there and it's like coincident. The system is not messed up. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. So let's go ahead and see the statistics, guys, because we are some doubting Thomases. We are the type of people, in order for us to sit there and believe, we got to see. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go and share the screen right here. So let's go ahead and see the statistics when it comes to the Europeans. And like I say, this is not a race bait. A lot of people, oh, this is no, it's time to wake up, people. I'm talking to my people. I am talking to my people. It's time for us to wake up. So right here, this right here, I already done gave y'all the statistics for African, and that's all, you know, as they say, just a little estimate, of African. We are like 1.4 billion people in this world, and by 2050 we're going to be like 2.5 billion, something like that. But this right here is Europeans. And it says right here, as of December 5th, 2023, the population of Europe is 742,000. You hear it? 742,000. And also it says this is about 9.32% of the world population. Europe is the third most population continent after Asia and Africa. Then also it says the population of Europe is expected to decrease from 748 million to 2020 to 710 million in 2050 in 2050. So, just like I was saying, the birth rates for the Europeans is not going up, it is going down. And right there, when it comes to our people, that's a wake up call. That is a wake up call. But see, we don't see it. And all the stuff that is happening, especially when it comes to all this distraction, all these rumors of wars and all this foolishness stuff. Some of this stuff, is just a distraction because, like I said, these people are working overtime, because, like I said, some of this stuff, as you can see, it's not that I made up, it's not looking good. Right here, it says that if you add the population, it's going to be like Europe is 741 to the numbers of people outside of Europe who identified as white, 550 million. You get nearly 1.3 billion. This is about 16.5% of the world's population. And this right here is not looking good at all. And like I said, when it comes to all this information, that information right there, it's already out there. It's up to you how far you want to go ahead and dig for this information. But like I said, when it comes to stuff like this, our people is not worrying about stuff like this. Our people, we wants to sit there and, we wants to be tickled, we wants to be entertained. If it's not something that we can sit there and you know, go into the gutter with, we don't want to hear stuff like this. But, it's going to be a time that we going to wish that we had some of this information right here out there. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and share this right here with you guys, because I was sitting there and I was just doing some research and seeing how all the stuff is just going on all around the world, and this is it, because I truly believe this right here is what I call end times. And some people, they might feel like, oh, this does not going to affect me. Yes, it's going to affect you because it's time for us to sit there and wake up. Like I said, not too many people going to be able to cross over. They're not going to be able to catch on. Some of our people is just going to be like that movie. You remember that movie called Left Behind? Some of us just going to be left behind because we love sitting there walling in our mess. And I talk about that all the time. So, like I say, it's not something that I'm talking that you guys don't understand, what I'm talking about. So that's why I say, especially when it comes to the truth, no one loves the truth. People would rather for someone to tell them a lie because a lie is going to run faster than the truth. And that's where it comes. Our people, if by 2050, we're going to be about 2.5 billion, and don't even have businesses, maybe 10% of businesses in the world, that we own. And I'm saying in the world, I'm talking to like in the United States, maybe about, I'm gonna just give it 10%, but I did see where it was saying that we own like 1% of businesses, which that's just an estimate. I don't really believe that. But still, of all, I think that, it should be more. It should be more, especially when we are the majority. So it should be more. Nowhere in the world, it should be 10%, of businesses, black businesses, should be more. But the thing about it is that we don't like supporting each other. We will pass a black business in a minute and go and try to support everybody else. And soon in a minute, when we have black businesses right in our community, we don't want to support it. And when we do go in, what we want? We want discounts. We want to complain about the prices. But when we go in these big old high-end stores, we don't ask how much it costs. When we see a high price tag on some of these designer clothes, oh, that to them, it makes them excited. So they're not going to worry about the prices. So that's why I say this right here is what I call end times. Not too many people is going to be able to cross over. Not too many people is going to make it. Some of us going to be left behind because we are indebted into our slave master. We are still on the plantation. That's why we don't want to worry about raising our own people up. Why we can't raise our own people up to be the next president of the United States? Why we always worrying about trying to raise somebody else up? We got one of these bloggers right now, and like I said, I'm not even going to call her name because she's a good advocate, especially when it comes to her community, but you promoting everybody else to get them to be the next president of the United States. Why are you not raising up your own people when quite obvious right there in the word that it says that a Jesse root going to spring forth? That means that our people is going to spring forth. But how we expect our own people to spring forth and get in position is that we still looking on the plantation. Make it make sense. And see, like I say, when it comes to this type of talking, no, our people don't want to hear it because we act like children. And long as we act like children, they're going to continue, like I say, they're going to continue setting that treat us like children. Make it make sense, guys. And that's why I'm here. I'm just here to make it make sense. When we was a child, we act like a child, but now it's time for us to grow up. And like I say, when it comes to this right here, you don't need a PhD. I'm talking to where even a child can understand. And that's why I say when it comes to some of these old people, they are not going to be able to cross over. The younger generation is the one that's going to move this forward because they are the ones that saying enough is enough. They are the ones that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're not going to bend. But like I said there and say, I guess I'm talking to myself. But this is it. At least one thing I know is that the blood is not going to be on my hands. But it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to unify. It's time for us to sit there and stop hating on each other. Because, like I always tell you, when a white person pat another white person on the back, they're not patting that white person on the back to sit there and stab that person on the back. No, they patting that white person on the back to say, I want to learn from you. But when we pat each other on the back, we want to stab each other in the back. Make it make sense because of that slave mentality. We have been brainwashed. We have been brainwashed. That's why the statistics is like before 2050, we're going to be 2.5 billion in the world. And the Europeans, the statistics is going down, it's shrinking down. And what you think these people doing? These people is plotting. These people is figuring out how to survive. And the thing about it, this is not nothing new. Nothing new. It's been happening. We always been the majority. How we allow a little small group of people to sit there and outpower us. Make it make sense. Make it make sense when we are the oldest race. The, the oldest race. Africa is the oldest race. And like I said, we are the lifeline to everything that exists. Without us, nothing exists. But why we are always the doormat, why we cannot rise, why we cannot sit there and support each other, why we hate each other. Why? Why? Because it's time for us to renew that mind. It's time for us to come out of that stinking mindset, shake off of those grave clothes and come out of her until we wake up and realize who we are, that we are the head and we are not the tail. We are above and we are not beneath. We are Alpha and we are Omega. Until we realize who we are, then we're gonna be able to come out. Then we're going to stop tearing down each other. We tear down each other. We always sit there and say, "Oh, the white man did this." The white, like I said, the white man don't have to do anything but sit back under his tree, drink his lemonade, and just look and laugh at us. Because he know now that he don't have to do anything no more. We hate ourselves. We hate each other. They done told us so much that we hate each other that we believe it. We believe that, oh, everything about us is ugly. Our hair serve a purpose. I'm trying to sit there and wake our people up right now. I have tons of videos that I need to go ahead and upload right now when it comes to our hair. We think that, oh, our hair it 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 was a curse. No, hair is not a curse. Our skin is not a curse. Everything about us, it serves a purpose. Our hair is our antennas. Our hair is connected to the universe. Our hair is non-ether. It means that yes, it may stick up, but it stick up because, like I say, it's sending signals. Anything that's down and flat is no earthly good. We wanna run around and dye our hair, and like I said, I'm guilty too because, like I said, I'm a cosmetologist, I'm guilty as well. But now that I'm waking up, and it's not like it's going to happen overnight, but when it comes to our hair, be happy to be nappy. I remember when I was, coming up, I was going to name one of my, hair salons, "Be Happy to Be Nappy," because it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. Even our skin, our melanin, is liquid gold. The melanin in our body, start researching because they are. Don't you know the military, the government is spending like 7 point something million or maybe $1 billion to do investment investigate how you say that a research, yeah, research when it comes to our melanin. Our melanin serves a purpose. And that's why I sit there and say, make sure you protect your children. Because, like I said, if we are like 2 point something billion people in the world, and you turn it on your news and you seeing how, our people are coming up missing, and they sitting there saying that, the melanin that they are using is synthetic melanin. We don't even want synthetic hair on our head. So if we don't want synthetic hair, what makes you think that they want synthetic melanin? Make it make sense, guys. They want the real deal, right? They wants the real deal. So all I can say right now, guys, is doing your research and start loving who you are and figuring out who you are, guys, because everything about you, even the organs in your body, is worth so much. I did I went ahead and Googled how much, and that's just a rough estimate of the organs in our body. Our organs worth so much. And it's not being racist at all. Our organs, and I'm gonna just say it like that, worth so much. God, guys, we are God and goddesses. We just don't know who we are. Even in there's a scripture. I think it's in Psalms 80. I think it's in Psalms 83. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull that up right quick. I think it's Psalms 83. Let me see if I can pull it up to let you know who you are. Until we start waking up and realizing who we are, I promise you that they could never work overtime on us again. And they know that their time is up. Why you think that they causing so much havoc? Why you think that they are working overtime? But we still want to buck dance. We still want to act a fool because we don't know who we are. But I promise you that they know. I promise you guys that they know. Let's go ahead and turn to Psalms 82 and 6. 'Cause I just want to, like I said, I just want to wake our people up. It's time for us to come out of her. Well, go ahead. And I know I had read this scripture to you guys so many times. It's Psalms 82. I think it's 82. Let me see. 82 and 6. Let's try 82 and 6. Yeah, it's 82 and 6. Go ahead and pull this up. And like I said, when it comes to truth, no one loves the truth. No one loves the truth. And sometimes I say, oh, it's feel like I'm talking to myself. But the Most High God say, tell it to him anyway. Hey, if it's something that you love and you enjoy doing it, then you're gonna do it with a crowd or without a crowd. But right here, yes, Psalms 82 and 6. It says right here, I said you are gods. And I'm not talking about the big old G. I'm talking about the little G. It say you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High God, which means that we are gods, but not higher than the Most High God. There is a God, and he that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. But we are gods. We are Alpha and Omega. We are the beginning. No other race, and I talked about that race. No other human being can do what you can do. You can make the chocolates to the whitest baby just with 2 chocolate black people because we are diverse people. It's in our genes. But 2 white people cannot make a chocolate baby. So to us, we are like magic. The black man and the black woman is like magic. So why we believe in all these lies? Why we hate each other? If we are like magic, everything that we touch, everybody wants to be connected to us, but they wants to use us as a stepping stone. Once they get to the top, they have nothing to do with us anymore. And we keep feeding into all these okey pokey lies. We keep feeding into that. When we gonna wake up? When we going to set back on our rightful throne, our rightful throne? When we gonna start doing that? When? Like I said, guys, this is it. Time is almost up. Not too many people going to be able to cross over. And like I said, I say this all the time. One monkey don't stop no show. If these knuckleheads, they don't want to sit there and catch on, then leave them behind. Let them stay in their sunken place. Let them stay in their sunken place. Why should we have to suffer for people that does not want to come out? People that refuse to sit there and wake up. People wants to always be in the wilderness, going around and round and round and round. Like I say, this is not living. This is what I call existing. Long as you sitting at the bottom while old master go ahead and throw you a few crumbs here and there. Oh, we satisfied. We satisfied. Or maybe some of us sitting at the table, we happy. Why would you want to be at the feet or at the table when you can own the entire house? Because it's yours anyway, because the Bible tells us the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything that you see, it belongs to us. So why are we settling? Why we can't get it right? We looking at, oh, this person, the power that be, they control everything. Well, we once controlled everything for over thousands of years. They just started controlling things over 100 years. So you mean that we ran everything for thousands of years, and just because something just came out of nowhere and just took control just 100 years, this is nothing new. They are babies. They are babies. But we allow these people to bring us to our knees. Who that reminds you of? Those that are in tune into into their spirituality, who it reminds them of. It reminds them of Elijah, Elijah and Jezebel. Some of you guys might know the story of Elijah and Jezebel. Elijah, I mean, he was a man of God. Elijah would go on top of the mountains and throw balls of fire. That's how fierce he was. But it took one Jezebel spirit. And I told you guys, a Jezebel does not have to be a female. A Jezebel can be a male as well. But it took a Jezebel spirit to bring Elijah to his knees. So we letting a little small group of people bring us to our knees. And I was asking the Most High God, I say, how could that be? And especially now that we are increasing because we don't die, we multiply. So we know that we are the chosen ones, right? But how do we allow a little small group to sit there and bring us to our knees? How? You know why? Because we still asleep. We still asleep. We're not ready to wake up. We can't leave these people's stuff alone, not knowing that all the stuff is yours anyway. It's some parts of Africa where they are now asking for the artifacts back. I forgot what part of Africa it is where they was asking the British Museum to send their artifacts back. And let me tell you what these jokers said. These jokers sat there and say they're not going to bring the artifacts back. They're going to have to loan it to them. Now you're going to loan something that belongs to me? Make it make sense. Or I have to buy back what's mine? Make it make sense. And that's why I say when it comes to our people, we have to educate ourselves. We have to start doing what they are doing and using that reverse psychology and shaking all that stuff off and start teaching our own people. Stop allowing these people to teach us because when they teach us, they are not going to teach us the truth. Why would they teach us the truth when they are the ones that's running with everything that belongs to you? Tell me why. Why would they do that? Would you? If you see that you sitting there and you living off of somebody else and you didn't have to break a sweat over it, all you had to do was steal, kill, and destroy, and now you got it all, why would you want to teach them how to take it back from you? No, they're not going to do that. But it's up to you. It's up to you. If you're going to sit there and you're going to wake up and you're going to start teaching your children's children how to come out of this state of Lodabar, because that's exactly what it is. We are in a state of Lodabar. Nobody wants to wake up. Stuff like this, even me talking like this, it makes you sick. It hurts your ears. Your ears start bleeding because you don't want to hear the truth. You would rather hear a lie. And that's why we don't know who we are. But like I said, if we are now, and we are in 2023, and we are now 1.4 billion in the entire world, and we still not ahead, we still the tail, then that's where we just have to start examine ourselves. Because the Bible even say, let a man examine himself. Why? Why we at the bottom of the list? Why? That's how I feel, especially when certain places in Africa, how they call the ones that's in Africa, how they call the kids poor and poverty. I be sitting there, I be saying, right under these people house, it's worth trillions. The minerals is worth trillions of dollars, but yet they living in mud huts. But everybody that go into certain parts of Africa, they come out millionaires and billionaires. Why? Why? And do you think that the Most High God is going to continue to allow our people to just go through all the stuff that we are going through today, but what he's doing is he's waiting for us to wake up, because when we rise, everything is going to fall in line, and that's real talk, guys. That's real talk. But long as we stay asleep, and how do they keep us asleep? We are like walking zombies. Why you think now they just don't want to allow us to wake up? Now they coming out with all this type of medical marijuana, and we got all these dispensaries, just like we have alcohol in, our community. Now we got dispensaries where now our kids can go and get all those legal marijuana, the weed, whatever y'all call it, marijuana. Why you think they putting it in the black communities? Why you think they putting those type of dispensaries in those black communities? Because they want to do the same thing like they did with the alcohol and the tobacco. Because they know when it comes to our people are like silly sheep. We are like silly sheep, knowing that all that stuff right there, you don't know what it's laced with. Got us all out our mind, because that's exactly what they doing. The devil, he after the mind, because he knows that when he gets the mind, he knows that he got you. So now we going and we buying all this stuff right here, and we losing our mind. We got so many of our people, what I call skid row, just walking in a broad daylight, police passing right by 'em, watching them being shoot up. But that's the way that the program was set. That's the way that it was set. Because they know that when we start thinking, when we start coming together, when we start unifying, they know that we're going to be a power to be reckoned with, where even Satan's going to fall on his knees. And they know that. But the thing about it, you don't know it. You don't know it because you're so caught up, you're so far behind. And that's why I say many, it's not going to be able to come on board. It's going to be a lot of people left behind. And that's why I know that the Most High God is talking about us. Maybe, like I said, and I need to go ahead and upload that video when me and Abby Ivy, we was talking about when it comes to the book of Revelation, when it talks about the 144,000, which we already know that it's more than 144,000. But it's not going to be too many people that's going to catch on. Wow. It's not gonna be too many people that's gonna catch on. And I asked why. Well, we already saw a glimpse of it, how it's going to happen, how the story going to end. When our forefathers, our ancestors was in the wilderness, what happened to them? What happened to them when they was in the wilderness? What happened to our forefathers when they was in the wilderness wandering a 14-day journey, end up taking them 40 years? What happened to them? And we still in it today. Because the numbers that we call numbers is not the numbers that God called numbers. Because 1,000 day to us, to God, is like 1 day. To us, 1 day is like 1,000 years. Well, what happened to them when they was in that wilderness? They end up dying in that wilderness, and only the younger generation was able to come out. And that's how it's going to be. Like I tell you guys all the time, don't get rid of your Bible. Don't get rid of your Bible, because all it is a glimpse of what's going to happen. All it is prophecies. It's prophecies to come. And until we wake up and we realize who we are, that we are the king kids. We are peculiar kids, yeah, but we still are the king's kids. And then we can be able to come out of this right here. But long as we continue sitting there and allow these people to keep us asleep. And now it's time to start rebuking our people. It's time to start shaking our people. because we helping these people to do their job. And some of us, we know exactly what we're doing because, like I say, we are God and goddesses. So if you say, I don't know that I'm sitting there destroying my own people, then you are a lie. And the truth is not in you. You know exactly what you are doing. It's just that now you are caught up in it and don't know how to come out of it because you were so addicted to the things of the world, to that lifestyle that they was giving you, not knowing that sooner or later all that stuff was going to come to an end. That's what's not going to bring you happiness. But you sat there and you sold your birthrights. And like I said, I just can't understand how people can't see that we are written in that Bible. That Bible is talking about us. But like I said, what they did was they took themselves and they written themselves into that and made it all about them. But no way in the world that they could be able to continue with that lie because as you can see, the sheets are being ripped off of them. The sheets are being ripped off of them. They know they can't keep up with that lie. They know that that birthright is our birthrights, how we sold our birthrights over a bowl of beans, and we still selling our birthrights because we worrying about something that is just only temporary. We worrying about something that's only temporary. We're not worrying about the long term, just what we see right now and what we do. We'll throw our own mama under the bus to run after something that's already ours. And like I always tell you guys, I say, when it comes to all that stuff right there, they make all that stuff with just us in mind because they want to continue keeping us asleep. But guys, like I had said, we are not dying. We are multiplying. We are increasing. We are increasing. And they know that. Even the president of the United States, Joe Biden, he talked about that there is going to be a decline in the European race where they are declining. Go and Google all that. He even said some kind of stupid joke about it where it had people all upset. But we don't care. We already know who we are. But now it's up to us how we going to get in position. How we going to be able to move this forward? And we cannot move it forward when everybody wants to be the chief. Nobody wants to be leaders. Everybody wants to be the chief. Someone got to lead. But this right here, like I say, this is not a one man show. This is right now what the Most High God is doing is where your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. We are coming together. It's only going to work when we come together, when we start uniting, when we start unifying. That's the only way that it's going to work. And like I say, guys, this right here, this is real. This is real. But we got to come together. We got to stop tearing each other down. We got to start lifting each other up. When we see our brothers or our sisters falling, don't sit there and help these people do their jobs, putting our people head on a silver platter and serving it to them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Restore them back because we already know that we have some silly sheeps out there. Some silly sheep. And what sheep does? Sheep sit there and they stray. But there's somebody that's ready to sit there and reel them back in. But soon when you start seeing our people start rising up the minute that we want to start exalting ourselves. Stop it. Stop trying to exalt yourself just because the Most High God have given you to help you to lead our people. Then what you trying to do? You want to start exalting yourself. And Most High God is not going to use people that's all puffed up. Not going to use them if you all puffed up. No, He's not going to use that. But again, God, we are God and goddesses. We are gods of the Most High God. So it's time for us to start acting like God and goddesses. But we have to stop idolizing each other. We have to stop sitting there allowing these people to sit there and pull a wool over our eyes. We got to stop it. We have to stop it. Look how, and I'm not trying to down Beyonce or all these other celebrities because I truly believe their intentions are good. But we talked about all that, and I'm gonna talk about it some more. How these people pay our people millions, and some of them billions of dollars, just to distract us, just to distract us, just to keep us spending because they know if they can continue keeping us spending, then it's going to make them more powerful. And that's why they can do what they do. That's why they can build all this stuff up to back them up. And so when it's time for us to say something, we can't say nothing because what we have done, we had made them more powerful than what they already are. So they going to band together and they going to keep it just within themselves. And when you talk against it, they going to cancel you. But who put them there? Who supported them? Come on, guys. He that have an ear, let him hear. Let him hear. Like I said, then say, I'm not talking in some unknown tongue. I'm talking where you guys can understand exactly what's going on. But it's up to us when we're going to go ahead and wake up and come out of her. And guys, like I say, this is it, man. And I'm pretty done. But like I said, I'm just here right here to make it make sense. Make it make sense. And one thing that we do know, especially when it comes to the truth, no one loves the truth. But somebody got to tell it because this right here is what I call end times. This right here is what I call judgment day. And when I say judgment day, that's where the saints of God, we are going to judge. We are now what I call the age of information. But when you give a report, make sure you give a good report because you're going to have to be one day you're going to have to answer for it. You're going to have to answer for it. But this is the judgment seat right now. And it's time for us to start raising up our people because we are here and we are not going nowhere. We are not going nowhere. So what we going to do? Are we just going to just sit here and just overpopulate and just don't do nothing? Let everybody sit there and keep working overtime on us? What we going to do? What we going to do? We got all these public schools out there. These public schools is not teaching our kids nothing. All is just a pipeline from the school to the prisons. Like I said, the system is not the system is only doing what the system is designed to do. But like I say, guys, this right here, this is real. And it can't get no real than this right here. But all the stuff that they are doing right now, they are doing it just to keep us asleep. And the thing about it is we keep falling into that trap. And they keep laughing and because it got them running straight to the bank. Straight to the bank. But if we, especially when it comes to us in this entire world, and that's just a little rough estimate because I truly believe we are more of 2.5 billion people in this world, and we have no businesses, we have no schools, we have no libraries, we have no banks. And speaking of libraries, why you think they trying to get rid of all the books? Why you think they trying to burn our history, which is nothing new? They been was trying to take our history away from us because they're embarrassed. I take it away as well. If I was embarrassed because they don't want us to know the truth. So that's why they take our books out of the schools because of our history and how they got what they got to get. And the thing about it now, they are doing it right in our eyes. All the stuff that we see going on with Israel and Palestine's and how we seen all this stuff just is, and not even just Israel and Palestine. Our people, Congolese, all parts of Africa, our people are going through so much. But how can these people sit there in the open now in the 21st century still doing the same thing that their forefathers doing because they have no shame to their game? They they can't sit there and throw in the towel because they don't want to give it up. But it's going to be a Joshua generation. It's going to be a Jesse root. It's going to be a root that's got to spring forth out of a dry and barren place. That's going to raise up and lead our people out of this. And it's not going to be a one-man show. Because like I said, in the last days, what he's going to do, he's going to pour out his spirit upon all flesh. All flesh. And I'm talking to our people because this is it. We are now in what I call the book of Revelation, where God is now what he's doing. He's revealing himself to his people. And the only reason why we don't see it, because we are blinded by the things of this world. That's why we don't see it. But until we sit there and we shake off of these grave clothes and we come out of it, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to wake up. But long as we dipping and dabbing, then we're going to stay asleep. But it's time for somebody to say enough is enough. Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired? But it's time for us to wake up. So the ones that's going to go ahead and catch the replay or however you feel led, because like I said, when it comes to stuff like this, especially when you speak in the truth, it's pretty much you're going to be by yourself. You're going to be all alone because people can go so far with you. And that's why, I say I travels alone. I stand alone because you never know, like I say, when you have everybody all in your ears, ain't no way in the world you could hear from God. And sometimes, in order for God to hear you, you got to be isolated. And being isolated, it feels like you on an island all by yourself. But that's the only way that you can be able to hear from the Most High God. Just him and you, because he wants to pour it all into you. The oil of joy, the garment of praises. He wants to pour it all in you. If somebody else start pouring into you, then you're going to do what? You're going to start giving them the glory. So that's why I sit there and say, when the Most High God use you, it's like you're going to be on the island all by yourself. But like he sat there and he say, tell it to them anyhow. Because these people, they are some stiff-necked people. They are some stiff-necked people, especially when it comes to our people. And that's why I say many are called, but few are chosen. Not everybody's going to catch on. Everybody not going to be on board with all this stuff right here. Because we still, like I say, we still on the plantation until we sit there and we wake up, because we are brainwashed. If we are the majority And now in 2023, and that's just a rough draft of 1.4 billion people in the entire world, and we still have not rised up. That means we are brainwashed. We are brainwashed. We are controlled by the system. And we're going to continue until we say enough is enough. But like I said, just because, they don't want to wake up, God, the ones that's really ready to sit there and come out of her, give us an open so we can be able to come out of this right here. And guys, that's real talk. Can't get no clearer than this. Cannot get no clearer than this. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. And I'm pretty much done, guys. I'm pretty much done. And sometimes I feel like I'm done, done, done. But see, that's what they want. And that's why, people can sit there and come on and sit there and unscribe and, try to do anything to attack you because they don't want to hear this. And it's not them, it's our people doing it. Our people are doing it now. Our people are the wolves in sheep clothing, look like us, but inside they are raven wolves. This is all biblical. Can't you see it? All the while we was thinking, who was the wolf in sheep clothing that the Bible was talking about? It's our people. Our people are the wolf in sheep clothing. Like I said, all skin folks is not kin folks. And that's real talk. So, guys, on that note, you all enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you enjoy your day, guys, because like I say, this is it. In here, I speak truth. I stand on my truth. And it's not for everybody because everybody, they wants to be stroked. They wants their ears to be tickled. So I have some more videos I want to go ahead and upload. I hope it just don't go over you guys' head, that you take the time to go ahead and listen to it. And also make sure you watch some of the videos that I went ahead and I upload. I like to do animated videos, and the reason why I do the animated videos, guys, because some things, especially when it comes on social media, even though and I talk about that all the time, this is our platform, but no, it's not our platform. It may be our channel, but this is not our house. Okay, so you have to abide by their rules. So if I come on and I do an animated video, just try to see if you can have an ear to hear what's going on. Okay, because the message, the meat is still there. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day.